Hi and welcome to another Wednesday, and today I'm going to go ahead with part 2 in the series of videos on boundaries. So someone who took my course on Udemy, I can link to it in below the video if anyone's interested, asked me if I could improve the boundaries section a little bit. And a certain thing that this person was struggling with was how to not make a threat, but at the same time make it meaningful to someone who is struggling with the theory of mind. So this is a person who struggles to relate to other people and think that understand that other people are seeing the world differently, that they have that different thoughts and feelings about things. So this is actually not as complicated as it might sound in the beginning, because everything in life, whether it has to do with people or not, has a consequence. Now, it's really, really important that when you are setting a boundary and your partner, I assume that is your partner you're talking about, because that's what we're talking about on this channel in general, crosses that boundary, then you want to take a consequence. And this consequence is for your own protection. As I've said before, it's for you and it's not for them. So therefore it cannot be a threat to this person. If your partner yells at you, that is violating your boundary, you just leave the room. You can absolutely tell them before that when you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you yell at me, I'm going to leave the room. Now, something that I really, really don't like is cigarette smoke. When I grew up, people were smoking everywhere and it was doing my head in. And it's really hard to control that when people that you don't know are doing it outside. Nowadays it's different. You're not allowed to smoke anywhere. However, if someone was smoking in the car, and it's their car, let's say, and I don't want to be there, I can have a boundary around that. I can ask the person to say that, hey, can you please avoid smoking in the car when I'm in here, because I really don't like it. That is a request. If the person ignores that, you say, okay, if you're going to smoke in the car, I'm going to go out. So rather than them getting out of the car smoking, you are getting out of the car until you're prepared to come back. And this goes for whether you're driving or they're driving. Obviously, if you're on the motorway and they start smoking, it can be hard to pull over, but it's not impossible. You just tell them to make a stop somewhere where it's safe, obviously, but in effect, you can do this. And it's nothing that will harm them, but it is a consequence of them smoking, because you don't want to be there and get the smoke in your face and breathe all that in. And as the example I had earlier with your partner, if you're not living together, you're just dating or whatever it is, if you come to my home unannounced, I'm not going to open the door. And it's not a punishment, it's for yourself. It's for you to be able to plan your day and get the things done that you want to do. You need to be able to take care of yourself. And that's what it is about. So it's a learned behavior. What you must do though is that every time the boundary is violated, you must follow through. If you sometimes open the door, sometimes not, it's going to start to feel like you're punishing them if you're not opening the door. Okay, so you need to be really, really consistent. If you're not consistent with your boundaries, they're not really boundaries. They're just imaginary boundaries in your head, but you're not prepared to follow through. So one of the most important things when you're setting a boundary is that you are prepared to follow through no matter what. But keep in mind, it's for your benefit, It's not to punish anyone else, and it has absolutely nothing to do with the other person. It's for you, you alone, and something that you do to take care of yourself. And when it comes to other people that struggle with understanding how you're thinking or what you're feeling, it doesn't actually matter, because they will notice that every time they cross this boundary, you will react in the same predictable way. You will do the same thing every single time. So therefore, they will learn that, okay, maybe it's not such a good idea, or they'll keep doing it. But it doesn't matter. You just get to do whatever you've said that you're going to do, the consequence, and that's okay. So when you're thinking about maybe a person wants to set a boundary and it sounds like they want to threaten someone, I think I brought up the example of, if you don't take out the trash, I'm not going to cook dinner. And that's not a boundary violation. That is just your request, and you have emotions attached to your request not being met. That's a totally different issue. It has absolutely nothing to do with boundaries. So that is not anything that we can set a boundary around. So I hope that's clear, and I hope this helps a little bit. And I will continue next week with number 3 in the series. We'll see how many there will be. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Bye.